Hi, my name is Gideon van der Merwe from Bushveld Tree Fellers, and today I'll be teaching you how to trim a lemon tree. Basically all citrus types of trees, they all are more or less the same, so you can try and do them all in the same manner. These trees are in a shady area and they are planted in pots, so it's not really ideal, but in summer months they do get enough sunlight and what have you. So first things first, if you have a look at this tree is heavily infected with aphids and fungi. So what we do over here, firstly, is we try to take away all unnecessary dead wood in the tree. Our objective is always to have it in a cup shape, like over here. We've trimmed this one to a cup shape, and over here you can also see the goblet shape taking form. So first things first, you can come closer. First things first, we first have a look in the center here. We try to eliminate all wood in the center, all growth in the center. Okay, that one running down, you can take that one also down. Alright? So as soon as you then have found your ideal shape here, down here, then you move out further. So over here, you can see there is another one running down. There's another one running down, so we take those ones off. Over here is one running also down. And here in the center, you actually want, you can't reach the lemons inside here. So it's always much easier to pick a lemon from the outside. And that's why we have this thinning out process. Another reason for trimming these lemon trees are also to get a bit of a better fruit quality. So, or any citrus, you basically try to trim them to have a better fruit quality. Now have a look at this branch over here. It's running first this way, and then it's coming down, and then it's running this way. This is really very much unnecessary. Take it off. Okay? These ones over here, take it off, and have a look over here. Here's a little eye. It makes a little eye here. Okay, so just before that little eye, you cut it out. Okay. Yeah, you can just cancel it. Okay. Yet again, we have dry wood over here. We take that dry wood out. Okay. Over here, you've got a lot of long growth, and because these ones are planted in pots, you don't want so much hanging over to one side. So you wish to bring it in a bit. It's still a pot plant. It's very convenient that it is in a pot, but it's not planted in the ground. So try to take away growth that grows too far from the pot. So over here, I would have a look. Where's the eye? Over here, I find the eye over here, and then we take it off there. And over here, we look where's the eye. Is the eye pointing up over here? We cut it over there. And over here, and there's a new eye forming there. Now this eyes that I'm talking about is new growth. Okay, that new growth you can really see. You can see it makes a little knob on it. So then you just in front of it, you cut it off. Now it's very important to see any places where the wood is dead, because it dies. Your wood dies back. Right. So you would try to eliminate any wood and take it to a point where you can see there's still growth over there, and over there you trim it. Over here we have a branch running in again, and that's undesirable, so we take that one off. We were just here a moment ago. I'm still not completely satisfied with this one. I'm going to take it off completely. Right, and then if you have a look at height, on height, it's still a pot plant. So you still want to have it at a reasonable height where it can be controlled and where it can bush out and have a proper big nice bush. So we want to bring that growth here at the top. We want to bring this down. And we're going to do it significantly. We're going to have a look over here. Where's a new eye? There's a new eye over there. We're going to trim it off over there. Same over here. This one is actually, there's a new eye over there running upwards. And we take that one off over there. Okay, and the same over here. There's eyes over there. And we can just trim it off over there. That's 100%. Okay, we are on this one. I really don't like this 90-degree angle. Have a look over here. Just take a photo over here. I just want to show them this 90-degree angle, what it makes here. I don't like this 90-degree angle. Because of that, we're going to take it off over there. Even though this one is not pointing completely to the right way, this one is a dry one, or almost dry. We take that one off, and we'll take this one also off. So the thing is, we want to have it spread out a bit more evenly, where you can have proper growth, and where it's not in conflict, and where the branches would not touch a lemon, because if many a time you would have a lemon where you have scuff marks like this. This scuff marks is because of branches that scuffs it, and sometimes it really makes some really nasty patches, and your lemon then looks quite undesirable. It doesn't look very nice. It's perfectly healthy. You can still eat it, but it doesn't look like an A-grade lemon, if you understand what I'm saying. Right, coming back here again, we've got a branch over here. We take that one off. Over here, we take that off. Over there. Now you can see here, Jock, quickly, come here please. Here they are again. Yes, here they are in conflict again. So we take this bottom one off because this one was the driest one of the lot. Watch out, there is bit of thorns, and this one is still in conflict with this side, so we take that off over there. Right, over here we look for new growth. There is a bit of new growth over here, but I think let's take this one back and let us have a look over here. Let's keep that over there, and over here we don't want anything going back in. We want it growing out, but not out and in. Okay, so we have got a bit of height reduction over here again. There's the height reduced, and now that piece over there just looks odd, so we take that one off. Yet again we have one here in the center. Okay, and this is not always a bad thing. Okay, this one we want still it to bush, so we don't want everything completely cut out over there. So I would maybe take it there to a place just before above the eye and take it out. Here's a growth point over there again, so we take it off over there. Here we have another example of it growing up and then down. And oh my goodness, let's just rudely interrupted by the sprayers. Okay, we're going to continue with this cutting. So as you can see over here, it's still very bushy over here. So we want to just get a few of these center ones out. This one hanging over here, I don't really want to cut too much of it because it is still keeping a bit of a center for the tree. Otherwise it's leaning too much towards the side, and especially trees that's been standing in the pot for a while. You know, to bend them over, you can damage it a bit. So I would rather not cut too much of that over there. But over here, have a look. There's new growth over there. So so we'll take it off over there. This one is almost also, it makes it too crowded, but over here we have a new eye over there, and we'll trim it there. This bottom one we can remove. Now over here you've got this in between, which isn't really desirable. So you try and get your pruning scissor in there and take that one out. Right. This one over here is also overlapping, so we'll take that one out. And over here, there's also another one in the center there. You should take that one off. And this one also overlapping. Let's take it off. Another one overlapping over there. And there's new growth over here. Let's get this one off over there. And this one here makes it very crowded as well. So let's take that one off. So I'm quite fine with this now. This one over here, I've now taken off this one, but it seems as if we need a bit more cutting. So let's take this one back all the way. And over here we've got this bottom growth. It was previously cut here by somebody else. So I don't necessarily like this 90 degrees, but over here in the top we have a bit of growth which is filling up a gap over here. So I will not take it all the way back to the stem. I'll take it to where I really want it. Over here we've got a bit of overlap, so we've got growth, new growth. Just before the new growth we cut that off. Over here there's a bit of height reduction what we need to do, so I'll reduce that one there, and this one is almost in conflict with that one, so right over here I'll trim that. Good. As you can see, it's still very bushy over here. There's one that we can take off over here, and we don't want it to be too heavy, and we reduce the size just before the new growth points over there. Right, so over here this is now touching this wall, and I would say let's take that one off over there. Over here we've got this leaf over here, this branch over here, that will be fine. And then we need to take a bit of the top off over here just to reduce the size. Have a look, where's your eye, and just before your eye you cut them off. Alright. This one in the center is not completely desirable because it's almost as thick as this over here. So I would take it off over there. Right. The same over here. Just above the eye, we cut it off, and just before eye, we cut it off. Okay. That's fine. Over here we still have one that is reaching for the sky, which makes it much too high. So we're going to take this one off completely, and over here that one also off completely. Good. This one is still very high, so let's have a look where's a new growth point, and just before I cut it off. And this one over here, I don't really like that one, but I don't want to leave it completely. Now this one is still a bit out, so we just reduce it just before and we cut it off over there. This one over there we take off, and we are basically there on the trimming. So we've reduced everything in the center. Okay, so it is nice and open. Here and there you still have something. This one is dead. This over here, that one is dead, so we can take that dead out. There's still a bit of dead over here, bit of dead, bit of dead. I didn't want to touch that too much, but I see there is a bit of dead wood that needs to be eliminated, so just move forward every time. Now, it goes against my principles cutting a thing like that where it has got a 90 degree, but it is coming out. Okay, there's a bit of dryness, and just before the eye we take that out. This over here is dry, we can take that one off, and over here just a bit, and we are basically there. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was 101 on trimming any citrus trees. For any more information, please feel free to contact Bushveld Tree Fellers. And if you're not in the mood of doing it yourself, you call Bushveld Tree Fellers and we will assist you. Have a lovely day.